So let's move on to the astral function and dysfunctional elements of Anahata Chakra, the fourth main chakra. So there are three fundamental concepts to bear in mind when working to heal or develop the astral functioning of Anahata Chakra. The first concept is best summed up in a phrase attributed to Sigmund Freud, although I've yet to find the exact quote in his writings. It is that we grow through relationships and through the ending of relationships. We grow through relationships and through the ending of relationships. In other words, forming relationships with others generates and supports human, personal, and emotional growth. And that part of that process must also include dealing with the loss of an important relationship, either through death or any other event that saddens us, disappoints us, perhaps leaves us abandoned, grieving for what was there in the past, but is no more. We grow through relationships, and through the ending of relationships is a part of the astral function of each chakra, not just Anahata Chakra, but it is here in the fourth chakra that we can highlight this process, both in how well the chakra itself functions, as well as through the chakra cord connections to and from others. These cord connections are an important aspect of our maintaining and developing our human life. The second fundamental concept in the astral functioning of Anahata Chakra is the process of first caring for the self and then extending that care towards others, to care for others. The energy of caring is, of course, seen as a major aspect of the heart chakra, but we also are factoring in the importance of self-care. And we're being cautious about sacrificing the needs and caring of the self while caring for others. Now, while these are related to a big extent, they tend to follow two different trajectories in the astral world. Firstly, while we are all hardwired for self-care, it must first be activated by healthy mothering, healthy fathering, so that self-care becomes internalized into a healthy sense of self-esteem, a healthy narcissism, if we relate this to last week's class. Only I, myself, only you, yourself, can know what you need, when you need it, and how often you need something. It is up to me, it is up to you as healthy adults to take good care of ourselves, to have caring for others be rooted first in our own self-care, our own emotional, mental functioning. Technically, an important part of self-care is to be found in the internalization of that self-care learned from others and wired into the self cords that sprout out of the relational chakra cords, feeding back into the chakra head. In series 2 of this online class on the astral body, to be taught later this year, we will go more in depth into the heart chakra self-cording as applied to self-care and the process that activates healthy narcissism, the good, the healthy approach to taking care of ourselves. But for now, let's just have the concept of self-care first, caring of others second, as a way to avoid the many ways we can self-betray ourselves by giving to others what we ourselves never had or we ourselves are longing for from a loved one, but which perhaps is not possible. Projection of our unmet needs, which we tend to call transference in psychology, and merging ourselves with another person through various forms of infant mind developmental issues are often a part of most of our relationship challenges. Sacrificing the self for the love of the other is a part of our animal heritage, the mother defending her children to the death, for instance, but is easily misapplied in the astral functionality of the fourth chakra. The third fundamental principle we must take into account with the astral functioning of the fourth chakra is that this energy center processes both love and long-term caring over time, but also processes the emotional elements of loss, disappointment, and betrayal by others. So this gives the heart chakra a bittersweet texture. It's a blending of delightful caring and a love for others intermingled with emotions associated with loss, abandonment, betrayal by the other, or the absence of the loved one. Open the heart to love, and you also reveal the flip side to the coin of love, which is loss, disappointment, and betrayal. What we term a broken heart is a chakra struggling to balance these forces, or to bring balance to these forces, and to effectively grieve the past in order to create new meaning for the self in present time. A broken heart is not really broken, but it may very well be struggling to process grief, struggling to come to terms with a betrayal, struggling to make sense of the vast inner landscape of the human heart. So you can see, by looking at these three important areas of our lives, relationship and the ending of relationships, self-care and the long-term caring of others, and the bittersweet mixture of human love with the necessary function to deal with loss, betrayal, and all the other stuff that gets activated when we care about another person. You can see that we have a lot of ground to cover, and certainly too much material to go into in depth in our short online class. To give you some practical application, let's do as we've done in previous classes. Let's look at the character structure correlations. Let's look at the astral functioning of the chakra through the lens of character structure, which is well documented out there in the world. So as you recall, first chakra we've looked at through the eyes of the schizoid character structure. The second chakra we've looked at through the eyes of the oral character structure. And the third chakra correlating to the psychopathic character structure, or more helpfully, healthy and unhealthy narcissistic development. Now here in the fourth chakra, we can view the distorted astral functioning through the lens of the masochist character structure, or to use the Hakomi term, the burdened, enduring character type. Now, for anyone in this class not familiar with character types, there is a lot of literature you can read in the body-centered psychotherapy world, which will give you useful tools, useful diagnostic tools. These are tried and tested resources when we deal with various somaticized body states, certain ways in which we humans hold or distort our emotional body, how it tends to affect the material body. And if not distort, tends to default us towards certain outcomes, somewhat predictable outcomes. Knowing our own character structure mix, or diagnosing the character structure mix of your client, gives you a good starting place in your healing and transformational work with them. Bear in mind, though, you or your client are not their character structure. The character structure is only a habitual imprint on the body-mind, and it's far more accurate to say that your character structure is who you are not. It is a limited option for your emotional and mental realities, but it does not have to limit you. It shouldn't limit you. It only limits you when you believe the narrative told to you by the character structure. So what is the story told to us by the masochist character structure? Let's approach this specifically through the eyes of the fourth chakra. So with masochism, the character type, we are looking at decreased, slowed down emotional flow, and or including numbing at the level of their self-care system, the way the masochist character structure tracks their inner world. Hence the title, given masochist, someone who is able to tolerate abuse from others without making a stand for fair and equal treatment. It's true this character type can handle a lot of emotional stress, can handle baggage accumulated from their personal past or dumped on them by others. But eventually, the masochist will hit their limit. This character structure will often explode in a rage, lashing out excessively, releasing pent-up feelings, within themselves, and perhaps towards others. Sometimes these explosive releases can be self-defeating, self-sabotaging, and maybe followed by a collapse back into a younger place of shame, a place of youthful or infant humiliation. The masochist character structure is often observed to be carrying a thickness, a solidity in their physical body, or their body may tolerate inflammation and carry excessive visceral fat around organs, around muscles, ligaments. This heavy-set physical burden may act as an insulator against invasion, against an inner rage within themselves, acts as a buffer to the outer world. So body workers, massage and other workers will be familiar with the physical holding patterns of some clients, those people who hold in feelings and replace an easy flow, a healthy flow between themselves and others with compliance, with a meekness that obscures their self-agency. The healthy fourth chakra delights in flow and in the bittersweet nature of long-term relational energetics. So this character structure, the masochist character structure, inhibits that flow, inhibits the flow in and out of their heart-mind, leaving them perhaps loyal and loving friends and good partners, but internally suffering from constriction and overholding in many areas of their lives. They tend to choose withholding, they choose holding on to a resentment, a simmering anger beneath the calm exterior, very common for people accessing this character structure. Now, much healing can be done with those of us carrying these traits in helping the physical body become more sensitive to the etheric body becoming more adventurous, more fluid, and the astral body allowing and encouraging flow states, especially so those flow states that invite out the authentic needs of the individual. It's not enough to see the masochist as a victim, bullied by others, but rather more like the bear that they may well resemble in some ways, incredibly strong, stamina beyond even their own awareness, a warrior of the heart, a staunch defender of what is right. We need to support this fourth chakra challenged area by being patient with them as they make small and yet potent progress. We should not demand this character structure to heal or evolve at a rate which we ourselves perhaps grow. The masochist character structure, that part of us that resonates with these energies, needs slow, linear time and space to come out and to know themselves as the powerhouse, the loyal knight, the steadfast friend and lover that they are, and also to increasingly turn inward to find out what they need as well as what the other needs. If you identify with any of these themes, the constriction, the holding in your body, perhaps carrying extra body fat that defies exercise and dieting, then perhaps explore using the healing response to the heart, to the fourth chakra, and see what changes for you. You have to use patience. You have to boost your self-care. You have to look at finding and holding your personal boundary, learn how to defend your personal space, and most importantly, refuse to be the beast of burden for others. Resist, in a healthy way, carrying others and their issues for them. Put down your burden and reassess your life, your goals, your needs, and your own dreams. The healing response leads the masochist character structure to the realization that their boundary and their body belong to them and should be welcomed and celebrated. Astrally, the masochist character structure often has astral hitchhikers, lower astral beings clinging to or around the blank areas, the void areas, the numbed out areas of their energy body. Now, astral hitchhikers are lower astral beings that lodge in and around the emotional body, and they feed from human emotional energies. When we flush out these astral entities, we extract them, we remove them, we use vibrational methods to clear them out. Once we've done that, we need to invite the person to fill that voided area, to bring themselves back into their once numbed out areas and claim themselves and fill themselves. So we're restricted by time to go too much into this very important area, but I'm hoping that so far you get a sense, you can see the context for astral body clearing, especially at the heart chakra level.